What's going on, guys? Mike Butler here with the first ever audio edition of the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. You are probably going to be listening to us on audio for majority of the time now, as long as it's still working, as long as this episode actually posts. I just did a WrestleMania preview episode, and it wasn't really working. The audio was kind of messed up. I think I messed up the mic somehow, but I think I got that figured out. So this is going to be the Raw review for the post-WrestleMania Raw, the biggest Raw of the year, some would say. It had some trouble living up to that hype. However, it did have some highs, but it also had some lows, and we'll get into that. I can't start off the show yet because I obviously have to tell you to follow me on Twitter, Mike Butler1127. Follow me on Snapchat, which is Butler1127. Instagram, Mr. Mike Butler1127. And, request me on Facebook. Mike Butler is the name. And also, there's a sweet-ass little page that you should follow on Facebook. It's called the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. That is actually getting spread around a lot, and I appreciate those who have been sharing it and liking it and following it and all that jazz. It's a very special episode tonight. If it goes well, this might be a permanent thing. I have a guest with me. I have a very special guest with me. She's the woman behind the scenes here at the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. Dana Carroll, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Dana, I don't know how strong this microphone is, so you may have to speak up.
All right.
Well, we'll let that go. So, without getting too into detail, Dana, because we're going to have a WrestleMania review show. We will have that. That's probably going to go up Thursday morning, I believe it will be. But, without going into too much detail, what did you think of WrestleMania?
It wasn't the most awful thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was good up until the end.
It was good up until the end. I would say that it was I don't really want to say the first half of WrestleMania, but
like 90%.
Everything up until that concert that they did was great.
Yeah.
After the concert, not so much. But again, we will not get into it right now. We'll have that show for you probably on Thursday morning. So be sure to tune into that, everybody. Please make sure you follow the Podomatic. This is where my podcast now will be placed. I'm going to try and get the audio version on YouTube as well, just for my YouTube followers. Not sure if that's going to work, but if this episode is posted and you guys actually are listening, that probably means that it is on YouTube as well. So we're definitely going to try and figure that out. Dana, these people don't know who the hell you are. They just know that, a select few know who you are. But they don't know Dana. So why don't you tell them about your wrestling background, who you like, who you don't like, when did you start watching, all that stuff.
I started as a kid. I used to watch it with my little cousin, one of my little cousins, and we used to just watch Monday Night Raw. He would come over. Well, he lived next door. He would come over, and we would watch it, and then, as the years went on, I fell off the wagon, stopped watching it, and then I met you, and then I got back into it again about 4 years ago.
Nice. That's what I'm here for, everyone. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to bring you guys back to wrestling. As hard as it is to to watch some of these nowadays. I'm just here to get you guys realize that it's a great product for the most part. Anyway, we're going to get into Raw. It's in Orlando, as the Mondays after WrestleMania are always in the same city. We get an opening package, pretty much of the Undertaker and Roman Reigns match, not really anything else in WrestleMania. Just real quick, Dana. The Undertaker, it was never said that he retired. But
He retired.
Yeah, okay. So, and again, we're not going to get too into it, but, you kind of have to with how significant this was. Just like your thoughts on not so much the match, but what The Undertaker did after the match with Roman Reigns.
Well, I mean, we watched it together and you saw me sob like somebody who just lost their favorite toy.
Mm-hmm.
Cried a lot. It was sad. It was like the end. I mean, I don't want to say an end of an era, but I guess it is an end of an era. It
is the end of an era. And I told you earlier that I've been a fan of the WWE since I was about 5-6 years old.
I mean, I've always known who The Undertaker was. Even when I wasn't watching wrestling, like if something came about, on social media,
yeah,
I was like, oh shit, he's still kicking.
And a lot of the people who don't watch the product now, they have that's oh my god, he's still alive. Yeah. So yeah, I've been a fan since I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's never been an Undertaker. There's never been a WWE without the Undertaker, rather.
Right.
So definitely an end of an era. So yeah, definitely upsetting. So we open Raw, and it seemed like forever these fans were chanting for the Undertaker. I don't know how long it went on, but I would be comfortable in saying it was a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
After all that, Roman Reigns comes out, and he is getting booed. There's a lot of swearing in the crowd. There's a lot of F-U chants. There's a lot of F-Roman chants. There's a lot of you suck chants. A lot is going on right now, and Roman hasn't even said a word. Finally, he just speaks, 5 words is it? This is my yard now. That's it, and he leaves. What'd you think of this?
It wasn't necessarily my favorite.
And why is that?
Because, I mean, I don't know. It, like, I guess it was the point, but it was more entertaining to hear the fans than it was for him to come out from backstage.
Yeah.
Like, he could have not been there, and that could have still happened, and I probably would have had the same reaction.
Sure.
Like, he didn't affect me at all.
No, yeah, I feel like this is exactly how it should have happened. I mean, he wasn't going to get a full promo in here without these. God. Yes, thank God, yes. But he wasn't going to be able to cut a full promo because of those fans. Well,
go
ahead.
You did mention that he's single that they had him in the palm.
Oh yeah. He signaled to his palm and said that he had the fans in the palm of his hands. I don't really know if he believes that himself, but
I mean, kind of. I don't know if that meant he has them where he wants them, or no matter what he does, these fans are going to give him attention, whether it's negative or positive.
Mm-hmm. Right. So every time he raises the mic to say something, he's getting booed. It's getting louder. The boos are thunderous. And so then he just says, "This is my yard," drops the mic, and he leaves, and music plays. That's it. I thought it was exactly what it had to be. We go to the announcers, Michael Cole, Byron Saxton, Corey Graves, and they're actually warning us. You know, I guess this was their way of kind of apologizing to viewers for the fans swearing and stuff, but they're warning us about how the crowd after WrestleMania on Raw is always hype. I didn't like this. I mean, I'm not. There's not much to say about this, but it did kind of like tick me off that they're just warning us. Because I mean, if you don't know that the crowd after WrestleMania is a very intense crowd, a very vocal crowd, if you don't know that by now, and you're not, and you don't expect them to be, and this is a shock, then what are you doing watching it? I mean, that's just me. I mean, there could be some new viewers, but still, I mean,
it's probably just to save their own ass with the little kids.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck those kids. That's what I say. This is a rated R podcast, everybody, by the way. This is the explicit version. So we kick off Raw, the action-wise. We're going straight into it. We got a Raw Tag Team title match between the Club, Gallows and Anderson, versus the new Raw Tag Team champions, the Hardy Boys. So, the crowd's just unbelievable here.
Right.
And they were unbelievable at WrestleMania. And my God, delete, all those chants thundering through the Amway Center. The thing is, though, who are the Hardys? I mean,
I think they're half and half right now.
I mean, I was just about to say, they're half and half right now. And it's probably because, you know, the gimmick is, you know, the subject of a legal battle here between the Hardys and Impact Wrestling. But you also see Matt doing some of the mannerisms. I believe that's the word I'm looking for. Mannerisms of broken Matt Hardy. He, you know, his eyes are wide. He has the hair. He's doing the delete thing. He's using the words that broken Matt Hardy would use, like delightful and delete and all that stuff. So, but yet you don't have Brother Nero next to him. You have Jeff Hardy. You have the Enigma Jeff Hardy.
My favorite.
Yes.
Although, I did say this. I'm kind of upset that he didn't have his paint on.
Yes. Well,
like, they don't know what to go for right now.
Right. And I don't know if Jeff ditched the paint while he was in Impact Wrestling. I know he had it for a little bit, but I don't know if he...
Right, he had that, like, lizard-looking stuff. Like, it was really cool.
Right. I don't know if... He wore some type of crazy makeup for Brother Nero, so I don't know. It's going to be a little bit, I think, before we see them really settle into a gimmick.
Right.
But, I mean, they have the old music, which I'm fine with. I love that music. It's nice to know.
Jeff still does the same moves.
Jeff does the same moves, his little dances and everything. So, the fans, once again, they're chanting, "Welcome back." This is a back-and-forth match a little bit. But at the same time, you knew it was all about the Hardys still.
Oh, yeah.
Matt's hitting a side effect, on Anderson. Jeff Hardy's in. He did a sweet poetry in motion on the outside to Gallows off the steps instead of Matt Hardy. Thought that was pretty cool. Fans start chanting delete. Really, it's a good match.
Yeah.
It's a good match.
I'd say so.
The Hardys win. Obviously, although you said that they were going to lose and then leave WWE just after one night. I mean, that'd be I could see where you're going, but this is where they are. This is not going to be like a 1 month contract like they had in ROH. Funny moment during the match, the crowd started chanting "fuck that out." Now, you turn to me with a puzzled look.
Right, yeah.
Now, viewers or listeners, or both, Dana is not familiar with TNA, I would say at all.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you've played stuff off of that, but I don't.
Basically, ladies and gentlemen,
pay attention
her
all that
extent
much.
to TNA is we just watched the AJ Styles DVD that TNA or Impact Wrestling just came out with,
Yes.
and that is like it, really. But
it was worth it.
It's definitely worth it. I'm not going to endorse TNA or Impact Wrestling.
No, but
much,
we're backing AJ.
But we're backing AJ Styles. Yes. I mean, if you could check out that DVD, go for it because it is awesome. So the crowd was chanting "fuck that out," and you turned to me with a puzzled look on your face.
Is that like their like?
That is their symbol. An owl. Impact Wrestling symbol is an owl. So I thought that was funny. The Hardys win it with a Twist of Fate and Swanton Bomb combo. That Swanton Bomb. Did you notice that it was kind of off target?
A little bit.
I mean, it seems like his legs got the most of Gallows there.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say it's ring rust because it's not like they haven't been wrestling. I mean, they've been all over the place.
You have to understand. They just came back. They're probably all pumped and excited. And, sometimes, even though they've never really stopped, it's like, everybody says you're back home. You're back. Like, I'm sure their nerves they probably had little jitters. That's what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
So.
We get a little promo. We find out what the main event's going to be tonight. It's going to be Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho versus Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. We go to break, and we come back, and it's Cruiserweight time. Neville comes out. Still the Cruiserweight champion. Cuts a promo. Says he's the greatest, pretty much. Says they're going to have a proper celebration on 205 Live, which I don't watch. But I might check that out. They're also going to have a Fatal 4-Way number one contenders match with T.J. Perkins, Austin Aries, Jack Gallagher, and Mustafa Ali. That should be a good match. And speaking of Mustafa Ali,
I was impressed.
You were impressed. Why?
Well, whatever that move was.
It was a reverse 450 splash. I don't know if there's a technical name for it, but it's a reverse 450
when he
splash.
had Neville up on the ring?
Oh, that one. Yeah, I don't know what that one is called.
Right. Well, that got my attention.
Yes, it did. A lot of high-flying moves here. Mustafa Ali is a great talent.
When I said that, I like watching the cruiserweights just because they do a lot of high-flying. And it's always like, holy shit, where are they going to land?
Another thing I liked about this match is when Neville teased the Red Arrow, the fans were ready for it, and he knew they were ready for it. He knew they wanted to see it. So he gets off of the top rope and just goes for the Rings of Saturn, and that's how he wins the match. During this match, there was a Beach Ball Mania chant, and beach balls were flying everywhere. Well, at least two of them were. And this is where I'm getting a little over the crowd, I guess you could say. I mean, I understand why you would start that. I mean, it wasn't the best start for the Cruiserweight division, but they've really come a long way in a short period of time, in my opinion. And I don't like the fact that the fans were pretty much just like, oh, it's a Cruiserweight match. Let's not give a crap and start our bullshit. I don't know how you would feel about it, but that's like a personal thing for me.
It didn't really affect me much.
No, and I didn't think it would. And it probably doesn't for a lot of people, but that's just me.
I feel like if I was there and I was drunk and having a good time, I'd probably want to play with the beach ball too.
I mean, I would have taken a whack at a beach ball if it came my way. Yes.
Did you think like they gave them that beach ball, or do you think like somebody smuggled a beach ball?
They probably smuggled them in. There was probably a lot more than just two beach balls in that arena. It's just security was probably taking them away, and two of them got loose. That's
probably.
So we get a limousine pulling up, and the boss himself, Vince McMahon, comes out of it. And we go to commercial break. And then we come back, and Mr. McMahon is on his way out. The fans start singing his theme song, which is always cool. I love that. Fans start chanting Roman sucks, which I kind of liked too.
Yeah.
Because this is the guy responsible for us pretty much hating Roman Reigns. Well, I don't want to say us, but, majority of people, me.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, I don't worship the guy, but at the same time, they should have done a lot better with him.
I think if you were in a live crowd and a Roman sucks or like a let's go Roman sucks chance breaks out, you would be on the let's go Roman side of things.
No.
You wouldn't be.
No.
I find that hard to believe.
When do I ever sit here and really, root for Roman Reigns? Every time he comes on, I normally fall asleep.
There you go, guys. That's who they're pushing. Right there. So Vince announces that, he says thank you to the fans for being so great and so awesome, despite the fact that they're shitting on Vince's number one boy right now. He announces that it's time to shake things up again, and we're going to get a superstar shakeup. Dana, what's a superstar shakeup?
I mean, I don't really know, but I'm going to go with, a draft. They're going to switch some people around.
I hope it is a draft or a draft lottery. I don't want them to just be trading people. I think that's just not exciting.
So what do you, what you want them to, freaking put a name in a hat?
Well, they've had different versions of the draft throughout the years when they had the brand extension. I mean, when Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff did it, they had little tumblers, and they'd pick a ball out of the tumbler and open it up, and it would reveal a name from the other brand, and that's who would come onto their show.
Gotcha.
Okay, so there's one way. There was another way where we didn't see a draft or anything. It's just a random star from another show showed up on the other show, and they said that they were the new draft pick. And they actually did that a couple times.
I don't think I would hate that much.
I mean, it worked, but it definitely wasn't my favorite.
Depending on who.
Right, I mean,
I guess.
I mean, that was when, John Cena showed up unexpectedly, and then Randy Orton went from Raw to SmackDown and RKO'd The Undertaker, and then Batista showed up. And
see, that sounds cool, but now
right, these are all the big names. I mean, if you want big names, Roman Reigns goes to SmackDown. Do they want to do that after he just beat The Undertaker?
Or Dean comes to Raw.
Dean comes to Raw. That's possible. AJ coming to Raw. That's possible.
No.
It's possible.
It's possible, but it better not happen.
It's possible. So, not only does he announce that there is a superstar shakeup happening next week, but he announces that Stephanie McMahon is going to be out of commission for a little bit, which draws a very huge yes chant from the fans. I don't know if they thought that, if they were chanting yes because of Stephanie McMahon is being out, or because they knew what was coming.
I think they already knew. We knew.
I knew it was happening. It's been speculated for months, but he announces that Kurt Angle is the Raw general manager, the new Raw general manager. And Kurt just says one thing, and it says it's great to be back on Monday Night Raw. I was worried here. I don't know about you, Dana, but I was worried because I thought that this was going to be the only time we saw Kurt Angle for the night, just because he said that.
Right.
Thankfully, it was not. It was funny, though. Teddy Long came out before this, thinking that he would be announced as a Raw general manager, and Vince McMahon just shut that shit down. Thank God. We go to commercial, and then when we come back, the New Day is coming out to the ring. And See, they I don't know why they do these things, but they've made certain jokes. And I don't know how fans haven't just shit on the opportunity.
There was nothing.
There was no reaction to this joke.
Maybe they got warned before the show started.
No, this is the Raw crowd after WrestleMania. They would have said something. I don't think they heard it. But
how could you not?
I forget exactly what he said. But Xavier Woods,
he said
they make an open challenge to any tag team in the back, and then he said,
he literally,
who wants to catch this cream?
Catch
this cream.
Meaning the ice cream, but clearly
nobody
thought that.
I didn't think of no ice cream. I haven't seen ice cream since they started talking about it.
Maybe that proves where our minds are. In the gutter.
I think everybody's mind was in the gutter once they heard that.
But there was no reaction.
There was no reaction, and that's why I think they did not hear it. I refuse to believe that no one was going to take advantage of that. Maybe it didn't come across TV well. Maybe they did react to it and it just didn't come across TV. I don't know. I was in shock that he would say that, Xavier Woods. But anyway, this wasn't really about the New Day. This wasn't about them proving themselves that they're still a dominant tag team. This was about the Revival.
Which I don't really know much about.
Dana does not know much about the Revival. I don't know much about the Revival. I'm very behind on my NXT. But I know of the Revival, and I know that they're really good, and they're really technical wrestlers, and the New Day probably has no business in the ring with them.
Right.
And I'm excited to see the Hardys versus Revival.
Yeah, I can see that.
Revival wins this match. Hands down. It was awesome. Xavier Woods takes the pin. That's fine. After the match, they attack Kofi Kingston. Boom. Perfect way to debut a team like the Revival. I loved it.
I enjoyed it.
I loved it. So then we go backstage. Enzo Amore, Big Cass, are walking into Kurt Angle's new office. See Kurt Angle unpacking his things. He has his gold medals, which are 100% fake there, by the way. I hope no one thought that those medals were actually his gold medals. They're asking why they're not the tag team champions. Why are the Hardys tag team champions? Why were the Hardys inserted into their match? And I don't know why they're asking Kurt Angle this.
Right.
I mean, he did not make that decision. It sounded like the New Day made that decision. So ask the New Day. This was a funny segment.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty funny.
Kurt Angle's really going to
His facial expressions are priceless.
You were just saying that he freaked you out.
He does freak me out, but when he makes, the questionable face, what am I dealing with? It cracks me up.
That's exactly what it looked like. Yeah. It was like, what did I get myself into?
But I don't think he blinks.
So, Kurt makes a match between Enzo and Cass and Sheamus and Cesaro for the number one contender spot for the tag titles.
Which, okay, so, imagine thinking that you're, so close, and then, boom, Hardys. They're out there. They're winning. They got it. And there goes another one of your chances.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel pretty down about myself if I was Enzo and Cass.
Sure.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah, well, that's kind of their story. They never really get those tag team titles. There was a funny part here where Big Cass is doing his whole there's only one word to describe you bit.
Yeah.
Spells out soft. Kurt Angle just it's not how you spell soft. That was priceless. That was great.
I chuckled.
We go to the ring. It's time for a 6-woman's tag team match. And I called it. I was sitting here watching, and I told you It's going to be Bayley, Sasha Banks, Dana Brooke versus Charlotte, Nia Jax, and Emma.
Emma!
Not Emmalina. Not
She's
bubbly
finally here.
Emma. It's Evil Emma, and I am stoked because NXT Evil Emma was great. I found it very interesting that they made her face off with Dana Brooke. And what I'm watching for in this match is a heel turn from Sasha Banks. I thought we were going to get it at WrestleMania. We did not. We didn't get it here. There was a little bit of a tease of it. Because
I didn't catch it.
All right, so like at the end of the match, when Team Bayley, Sasha, and Dana won,
Right.
the ref went to hand the belt over to Bayley, but Sasha took it and then handed it to Bayley and then had this look on her face like, bitch.
Oh.
So
I must have blinked or something.
it's coming. The heel turn for Sasha is coming. I am very shocked that they did not do it on either of these two nights.
Because you expect it.
Well, I expected a lot of things and they happened tonight. But we'll get to that later. So yeah, Emma looked okay. I mean, she's been gone for God knows how long.
She hasn't changed.
She has not changed a bit. I mean, it didn't seem like she really missed a step. I'm not going to say she put on a clinic, but not a bad first match. After the match, Charlotte's all getting mad at Nia Jax and Emma for not helping her out because Charlotte tapped out to the bank statement. And then she just gets mollywopped by Nia Jax. Emma, smartest woman in America, leaving the ring when she's doing this. Nothing's too special here.
Nah, it's kind of boring.
It was kind of boring. That's okay, though. We get another backstage segment with Sami Zayn, and I don't know about this. I don't like how they portray Sami Zayn as like a goody good, like a teacher's pet type of thing. He's talking to Kurt Angle about, he's worried about this superstar shakeup that's happening next week, and he's worried that he's not going to have the same relationship with Kurt as he did with Mick, and he's worried that Kurt's going to tell Stephanie all this stuff because Stephanie's not his favorite person, and yada, 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 yada. Kurt says he has all the three I's: intensity, integrity, intelligence, and he'll be fine in his career no matter what he does. For some reason, Jinder Mahal walks in here complaining to Kurt Angle, who, again, just became general manager.
I think that was the point, though. It was kind of like
Kurt Angle probably doesn't even know who he is, though.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure he knows, but who, like Jinder? Coming to me about getting his ass handed to him by Gronk last night. Anyway, a match happens between Jinder Mahal and Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn wins with the haluva kick. Nothing to report there. Don't know what they're doing with it.
I don't even remember that match.
Yeah, well, it happened. So, next, we got a segment from the reigning, undisputed, defending, Universal Champion Brock Lesnar and his advocate Paul Heyman. This is where I get upset, guys. This is where I really just lose interest in the show. Because I had a theory. I had a perfect theory that did not work. That did not happen. I fully expected Finn Balor to come out and challenge Brock Lesnar for the title that he never lost. And I expected him to win it. The fans wanted it. A lot of "We Want Finn" chants.
A lot.
A lot of Balor chants.
A lot.
A lot. But it never happened. Paul Heyman went on to tell a story or a fairy tale about Goldberg and how Goldberg got his ass whooped. I'm sorry. But yeah, Brock Lesnar beat Goldberg. Yeah, it's Goldberg's first clean loss ever. But is that supposed to make me forget that Goldberg owned your ass 3 different times?
No.
No?
No.
I mean, what you're thinking here between this Goldberg-Lesnar situation? Because I'm not looking at Lesnar as the guy who beat Goldberg. I look at Lesnar as the guy who got his ass whooped by Brock Lesnar 3 times, twice at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You have any thoughts?
I mean, I've said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. They definitely made Brock look like Goldberg's bitch on numerous occasions. So I feel like him winning is kind of like, oh, he got his, luck was on his side that night.
Right.
But, Goldberg comes back or whatever's going to happen with him. I think he could kick his ass again, take it back, if that's what's going to happen. But he did call out somebody.
Yeah, he did call out somebody. And I understand it. I kind of get it.
Really?
I get it. I mean, you got the 2 people who beat The Undertaker. Why not put them in a title match? Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Nobody wants to see Roman Reigns, though.
No, you're right.
I don't even want to see that.
I don't want to see that. As good. I mean,
I would rather see I would take Seth Rollins.
As much as I enjoyed the WrestleMania 31 main event between Reigns and Lesnar, the fact is, I've seen it.
Right.
I've seen it.
Right.
And Seth Rollins won. Right. And I'm happy. I don't need to see it again. I don't need to see it at Mania.
No, it should have been Finn.
It should have been Finn.
Should have been Finn.
It should have been Finn. I should be booking this crap. That's why I need you guys to like the YouTube page, subscribe to the YouTube page, like the Mike Butler Wrestling podcast page on Facebook. Spread the word that I'm doing this. Spread the word that I'm booking gold here. I'm a gold mine so that the WWE can call me and be like, yo, but we need some of your stuff. What can you give us? And I will gladly bestow upon them my creative genius. So they teased Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for tonight, for Monday Night Raw. Well, what do you know? Who comes out but Braun frickin' Strowman? And let me tell you, if this is the first time you're listening, I'm a Braun mark. Yes. I love Braun. I thought he should have won the Rumble. I thought he should have faced Taker. I damn sure thought he should have won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yes. I agree on all that.
So, let me get this straight. Sin Cara lasted longer than Braun Strowman in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
That's pathetic.
Mojo Rawley won the damn thing.
Maybe there is some kind of hidden message. Maybe they're on to bigger and better than the Andre Giant.
I understand that completely. But the fact is, Braun Strowman should have won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Or at least, been in the last 4 or something.
At least. I mean, and now you're going to try to convince me that he's going to go toe-to-toe with Brock frickin' Lesnar?
But that will be fantastic.
That will be a fantastic match, and I'm not shitting on Braun Strowman. I am shitting on the booking of Braun Strowman, is what I'm doing. And I don't know. I don't get it. I feel like this would have been a lot stronger if Braun Strowman had won the Battle Royal. And I'm not shitting on Mojo. I like Mojo. But the only reason, let's not pretend that the only reason he was in that Battle Royal was because Zack Ryder was injured. I mean, let's not
things would have been different.
Things would have been different. I mean, he probably still would have been in the Battle Royal, but he definitely would have won. So because Zack Ryder gets injured, Braun Strowman has to suffer. I don't understand.
Yeah, but it could be better because he could be the next champ.
So Braun pretty much challenges Lesnar. Lesnar challenges him to come at him right now. Braun backs up. There was either a bullshit or a pussy chant going on when Braun started backing up.
Really?
I forget which one it was. I couldn't make it out which one, but it sounded like pussy. Either way, that was a segment. I don't know if this match is going to happen at Payback. Sources tell me. That's right. I got sources. Internet.
Google.
Brock Lesnar is supposed to be at every Raw pay-per-view defending this title. Now, when he won the WWE title, you were very
mad,
I guess is the word, that he wasn't going to be at all the pay-per-views and now all the Raws defending the title or whatever.
I mean, he freaking showed his face maybe 2 times.
Right. So he's supposed to apparently going to be defending the title, the Universal title, at every Raw pay-per-view and joint pay-per-view soon. Is that good enough for you?
I guess. I mean, I'm sure, I'm not sure, but I would hope that it's not just pay-per-views. Hopefully he'll come on, maybe a Monday Night Raw here and there in between.
Well, I'm sure he will. I mean, they're going to have to build a feud, and they can't. Well, I mean, they might be able to, but he has to show up to at least one of the 4 Raws.
But how many pay-per-views is he planning on being at? Because that could give away spoilers of how long he's going to have the championship.
Well, that's a good point. We'll never know. I'm thinking that it's a year-long reign until WrestleMania, since this is his last year of his contract. Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with it, but I'm not okay with it. Mainly because, he doesn't show up all the time.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair enough. So, once I realized that Finn Balor's not coming out during this segment, I've officially turned on this show. This is not a great show. The fans are annoying. The fact that Finn Balor is not challenging Brock Lesnar for the I just don't understand it. Okay, if I were Finn, and if I'm thinking of, we use this word continuity. As soon as the doctors clear me to return, the first thing I'm doing is challenging the guy who's holding my title that I never lost.
Yeah. I would do the same thing.
I don't get it. I don't know.
That's WWE for you.
We go backstage. Charlie Caruso is interviewing Chris Jericho. What else do we get from Chris Jericho but a bomb-ass promo?
Always.
Not only a promo, but he didn't cut a promo on Kevin Owens. He cut a promo on Kevin Owens' finger.
Yeah.
Of his finger. This guy can cut a promo on anything. And he put Kevin Owens' finger on the list.
On the list.
This is great. Unfortunately, Jericho gets attacked by Kevin Owens and later Samoa Joe. And we get a pop-up powerbomb through a table. And just like that, Chris Jericho is not able to compete in the main event tonight. And as soon as we found that out, then we knew Finn's role in the night. So instead, and I hope you're still with us, ladies and gentlemen, instead of having Finn challenge a guy who's holding his title, they think it's better to team him up with the guy that put him on the shelf. Okay, I see you. I don't, though. Doesn't make sense to me.
It was Seth that hurt Finn, and then Joe that hurt Seth. So it was like a chain of injury-prone
there's a lot of
people.
There was a lot of connections between those four that we'll get into in a minute. But we have to talk about the number one contenders match for the tag titles. We have to talk about Sheamus Cesaro versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass. The only thing I got out of this, well, two things. One is that, Sheamus and Cesaro are the tag team champions, or the number one contenders for the tag team champions. And the crowd really loves Sheamus and Cesaro.
You know what? After WrestleMania, I really love Sheamus and Cesaro.
It's a feel-good story.
It is.
They hated each other.
We just said that at the same time.
Yeah, we did. And then it feels like at WrestleMania, they finally...
Yeah, they united.
And
that was magic.
It was.
It's magic.
And if there weren't a Hardys in the world,
they
might have won. But there's Hardys in the world. Anyway, this number one contenders match is okay. Nothing special. It's a typical Enzo gets his ass kicked. Big Cass takes the hot tag. Then for some reason tags Enzo back in. And boom, Sheamus and Cesaro win it. That'll be a banging ass match. Cesaro versus the Hardys. That'll be good.
That will be good.
I'm assuming all these matches are taking place at Payback. Don't know yet. So we talked about Sami Zayn and Jinder Mahal, and nothing really. It was a Sami Zayn match. Everyone loved Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn won. Nothing really to report there.
Is it just me, or does he remind you of like another version of Daniel Bryan?
Seems like that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
That's what it definitely seems like.
I feel it.
And I could see them doing that kind of storyline with Sami.
I feel it. Maybe next WrestleMania will be Sami versus Kurt.
I wouldn't mind that. Would not mind that one bit. So you ready? It's the main event.
I'm ready.
All right. This was a great match. It was a back-and-forth match. Finn got a huge pop. Coming back. Everyone's excited to see him. Everyone knew it was him. It started off a little slow, but it got quick. It was turned into a fast-paced kind of battle here. Rollins still selling knee injury. Still don't know if that's 100%. I'm assuming it is.
They did say that he got cleared by their doctors.
Right.
So.
But doctor, they could have not cleared him. They haven't cleared Daniel Bryan yet. So. Anyway. Yeah. Back and forth match. Samoa Joe at one point had the Coquina clutch on Finn Balor. Seth Rollins hits the drive-by on, I believe it's still called the drive-by, on Samoa Joe. And then he hurts his knee, which opens up Kevin Owens for a super kick on Seth Rollins, takes Seth Rollins out. And then Finn Balor out of nowhere with a shotgun drop kick and follows it up with the coup de grace for the win on Kevin Owens. This not only now puts Finn Balor deserves a Universal Championship match, but now he's pinned the United States champion, and he should be the next double champion. And he's 4-0 since coming up from the main roster.
Right.
So really, how is he not the face of Raw?
Because they got Roman Reigns.
In case you haven't noticed, guys, I've been waiting for this Finn Balor return for a while. I'm a huge Finn Balor mark. It's not so much his wrestling that I'm a fan of, because it's the same thing he does, and I get that. I'm not dumb. But his presence is just the breath of fresh air. Is that make sense?
That's a saying.
Is that the saying?
Yeah.
I was going to say because it's not really breath, but you know what I'm saying. He's a delight. He's delightful, if I could steal from Matt Hardy for a minute. So, at the end of this match, Seth and Finn have a little bit of a stare down, and then they make up, I guess Finn forgives Seth for tearing his labrum or tearing his arm off or whatever the injuries are. There's a mug out there with all of them. But that was Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Scale of 1 to 10, Dana. How good was this Raw?
6.
6.
6.
I was thinking of 5.
Not bad.
Comparing it to...
I gave it a 6 just because they did bring Finn back. Finn made it a 6.
Yeah, see, Finn made it a 5 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only 1 point. I felt a little bad giving it a 5.
See, comparing it to other Raw After Mania shows...
But I don't remember last year's being that spectacular.
Well...
Then again, I can't remember what I did yesterday, so I could be.
That was the debut of Enzo and Cass on the
Yeah.
main roster. Shane McMahon ran that show. The debut of Apollo Crews. Yeah, that wasn't anything special. Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Tomorrow is going to be interesting, and we will have a review show for that as well, so stay tuned for that. That'll be up Wednesday morning. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. I'm expecting a Shinsuke Nakamura appearance.
Oh, God, I hope so.
But I really don't think anything else. Randy Orton's going to be there with his newly won WWE Championship. But yeah, this Raw, though, I was disappointed in it.
I fell asleep twice.
And, you know, it's one thing to fall asleep twice during a regular Raw, but the Raw After Mania, they hype it up so much. It's crazy. I hate how they now... See, back during WrestleMania 29, WrestleMania 30 even, it was cool to have the Raw After Mania be a big show. But now, you know, because it was hijacked and they weren't expecting it. The show was being taken over by the fans. Now they expect it. Now they give, you know, they plan all these surprises. And I feel like some of the magic is just taken away from it. Because
I get that feeling.
You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like now it's just
it's like you know it's going to happen.
You know, and they don't do anything about it. It's just, and I mean, maybe it's because maybe people were upset that The Undertaker wasn't there. Maybe because they're still upset the fact that Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker and The Undertaker's retired.
I mean, I don't think anybody should expect a retirement speech out of this guy.
Oh, no, not at all.
I don't think,
I
did not expect him to show his face tonight.
What he did was fine.
Right.
Leaving his gear in the
Hall
ring.
of Fame.
Right. Which I just read, he is expected to headline the next year's class.
I would expect so.
Well-deserved first ballot Hall of Famer, absolutely. But yeah, I just feel like the magic of these Raw shows have kind of just dwindled down a little bit. Maybe the SmackDown show is a little bit better. I mean, SmackDown's already a better show because it's 2 hours. So if you just throw a bunch of surprises at you on SmackDown, I mean, I think SmackDown's going to take over the magic that the Raw After Mania has now lost. But that's just me. I don't know. Dana, this was your first show. How do you feel?
I feel good. I enjoyed myself. I'm sorry I didn't talk as much, but
She's a little gun shy, everyone. It was funny because we actually did an episode, a WrestleMania preview show.
We did a bomb episode. It was 2 hours long. You know, I got my thoughts in, you got your thoughts in. We tried to predict stuff. It was really fun. But then the stupid audio.
It was fun, and now that as long as Dana wants to, and as long as you guys like the episode, we'll probably have her on for preview shows, and we'll probably have other guests on for preview shows for like the pay-per-views and stuff. And I'll probably have her on for like the Raw and SmackDown review shows as well. Whenever I do a shoot the shit show, she'll probably join me for an episode as long as she's available. Guys, it's a busy week for the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. I know, I've been having trouble with YouTube and the uploading of the videos. One of the reasons why I'm doing audio now. So I'm trying to make it up to you this week for all the missed episodes, starting with this episode, and then the SmackDown review show. Then Wednesday, hopefully Wednesday, possibly Thursday, we're going to have a guest that was actually at WrestleMania. At the scene of the crime. He's going to tell us about his WrestleMania experience. He went to the Hall of Fame. He went to WrestleMania. I believe he went to NXT.
Did.
He was at tonight's Raw.
SmackDown's
probably, yeah, it is. He's probably going to SmackDown. So
I have to remember to stay off my phone.
Hopefully we can get him in here. He can call in, share his WrestleMania experience. And that's where we'll do a proper WrestleMania review show where we'll talk about the show and get his thoughts on it. And I'll just let you know right now, there's probably going to be some differences between me and him.
Oh, definitely.
You see, we have different thoughts. Dana, would you like to join us on that show?
Yeah, if you want me here.
If applicable.
Yeah.
If that's a word.
As long as you want me here, I'll come join.
So we're doing that. What was that take us to? That will be Thursday morning. Thursday
you did say you want to do Raw Nitro.
Thursday will be Raw versus Nitro episode 2, and if you're not familiar with it, the episode 1 is on YouTube. It's me talking about a Raw episode and a Nitro episode that aired on the same date. And I pretty much give my reviews on both shows, and then also just which show I thought was the better show. And I also try and look up the ratings of that actual week and see which show did better and see if my pick falls in line with the ratings of that week. Episode 1 features the first episode of Nitro and Raw. So be looking out for that. That'll probably post Friday morning. And guys, get ready for the weekend because I am off of work the weekend.
It's my birthday.
Dana's birthday is Friday. I'm gonna go see Beauty and the Beast. We're gonna grab a drink afterwards.
Or like 10.
She thinks she's gonna drink 10. And Saturday we got Franklin Institute Jurassic World. Can't wait for that.
Right.
So probably Saturday we're gonna film a Shoot the Shit episode. Shoot the Shit. It's not just wrestling, but it's also shooting the shit. Me and Dana are probably gonna sit here, have a conversation about her birthday on Friday. It'll probably be filmed after the Franklin Institute, so we can talk about the Franklin Institute as well. And yeah, so that's the week for the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. A lot of shows coming at you. Guys, I cannot stress to you enough to subscribe to that YouTube page. I'm still reaching other places in the world. I've reached Bulgaria. They love me. The Philippines love me. I think Saudi Arabia I've reached.
Whoa, that's a new one.
Yeah.
You told me that one.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia is there. Pakistan is another one. Yes. And, of course, the red, white, and blue, the United States of America. Guys, I've been watched all over the world. You laugh,
I'm sorry.
but it's true. So subscribe to that YouTube page. See what all the fuss is about. And while you're there, like all of my videos. While you're there, watch all my videos. There's a lot of them up there. I'm up in the hundreds in views. So do that. Hopefully we can convert this onto YouTube as well.
We can also, are you going to put this on a separate website?
I am going to put this on a separate website.
So I could probably take the audio from all your videos
and put them on there.
And put them on there.
See, this is why she does the behind-the-scenes thing. She might be a little nervous when talking to you guys, but without her, you guys would not get this show. So I appreciate that. Also, guys, follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. My Twitter, Mike Butler 1127, Snapchat Butler 1127, Instagram Mr. Mike Butler 1127. Look me up on Facebook. Look up the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast page on Facebook as well. Share that with all your peeps. I know it's been getting shared a lot. I see that. I notice it. I appreciate that. Dana, do you have anything you want to plug? Do you have any social medias that you want to plug?
All my social media is literally Dana Carroll X across the board. And then my, Dana Carroll on Facebook. Guys,
if you have a love for husky puppies,
oh my God,
yellow labs,
I have the cutest puppies in the world.
That's right.
Come follow me and see my puppies.
Her Instagram is the place to be. If you like makeup,
sometimes.
Never mind.
Mainly my puppies.
Mainly her puppies.
Sometimes my face.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Follow me on this Podomatic website. If you can follow me, I believe you can. Listen to it from the Podomatic. Just Google it. It's podomatic.com. I'll be posting the link anyway on Facebook. So you can access it from there. And once again, guys, thank you so much for listening. And hopefully this is the start of a new era here at the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. Thank you so much. We are out.